There is an ancient Hebrew blessing, spoken before sunrise, that has protected kings, prophets, and the wealthy for over 3,000 years. It was hidden in the depths of the Zohar, forgotten by the world. But those who knew it, those who whispered it in the dark hours before dawn, they walked through life untouched by betrayal, protected from unseen attacks, shielded from the silent enemies that destroy most people's destinies. I am about to reveal this blessing to you today, but I must warn you. Once you speak these words, once you activate this divine shield, your life will never be the same. The enemies hiding in your shadow will be exposed. The plans made against you in secret will crumble. The jealousy, the curses, the evil eye cast upon your success. All of it will be burned away like morning mist under the sun. What I am about to share with you is not theory. It is not philosophy. This is ancient spiritual technology that has been tested across millennia. And today, you will learn exactly how to use it. Before we go deeper, let me ask you something that will reveal the truth of your situation right now. Have you ever felt like someone is working against you, but you can't see who? Have you ever experienced sudden setbacks, unexpected obstacles, doors closing for no reason, and sensed that there are invisible forces blocking your path? If you answered yes, then what I'm about to share will change everything for you. My dear friend, if this message resonates with your soul, I invite you to subscribe to this channel and join our community of seekers. We are building something sacred here, a gathering of souls who refuse to walk in darkness, who choose the ancient path of light and protection. Click that button. You belong here. Let me take you back to the hills of ancient Jerusalem, to the time when King David ruled with wisdom and power. There is a moment recorded in the sacred texts that most people never notice. It appears in Psalm 59, where David cries out to the Creator, "Deliver me from my enemies, O my God. Protect me from those who rise up against me." But here is what the rabbis discovered in the hidden commentaries of the Kabbalah. David was not only speaking about the enemies he could see, he was speaking about something far more dangerous: the silent enemies, the hidden adversaries, the people who smile to his face while plotting his downfall in secret. In the mystical tradition, there is a teaching that every person walks through life surrounded by two types of enemies. The first type is obvious: the competitor, the rival, the person who openly opposes you. These enemies are easy to handle because you can see them coming. But the second type, these are the ones that destroy destinies. These are the silent enemies, the friend who secretly envies your success, the family member who speaks words of failure over your life when you're not listening, the colleague who sabotages your work while pretending to support you, the spiritual forces of jealousy and evil eye that attach themselves to your blessings and drain them away. King David knew about these enemies, and he knew something else. He knew that there was a specific time of day, a sacred hour, when the gates of heaven were open and a special blessing could be spoken to remove these silent enemies forever. That time is the hour before sunrise, the time the Kabbalists call the hour of mercy. In the book of Exodus, when the Israelites were preparing to leave Egypt, God gave them a commandment that seemed strange. He told them to mark their doorposts with blood. Why? Because the angel of death was coming, and only those who were marked would be protected. This is the principle of spiritual marking. In the mystical tradition, we understand that protection is not automatic. You must mark yourself. You must declare to the universe, to the spiritual realm, to the forces of light and darkness, "I am under divine protection. Touch me and you touch the Almighty Himself." The morning blessing I am about to teach you is your spiritual mark. It is your declaration. When you speak it in the sacred hour before sunrise, you are coating yourself with an invisible shield that no enemy can penetrate. Not the ones you see, not the ones you don't see. Listen carefully. The Talmud teaches us that in the early morning hours, when the world is still sleeping, the gates between heaven and earth are thinner. Your prayers move faster. Your words have more power. The Creator is listening with full attention. This is why the wealthy, the successful, the protected ones throughout history, they understood the power of the morning hour. They rose before the sun. They spoke their blessings. They activated their shields, and they walked through their day untouchable. Now let me share something deeper with you. In the Zohar, the Book of Splendor, there is a teaching about a spiritual force called Ayin Hara, the evil eye. This is not superstition. This is ancient wisdom about energy and intention. When someone looks at your success with jealousy, when they think about your blessings with envy, when they speak about your life with resentment, they are sending spiritual arrows toward you. These arrows are invisible. You cannot see them, but they are real, and they have power. The Kabbalists teach that these arrows can cause sudden financial losses, Unexpected health problems, relationship breakdowns, business failures, blocked opportunities, mental confusion, and anxiety. You have probably experienced this in your own life. Everything was going well, and then suddenly, for no logical reason, everything fell apart. You felt drained. You felt blocked. You felt like you were walking through mud. That was not coincidence. That was the effect of silent enemies. That was the evil eye at work. But here is the powerful truth. There is a blessing that breaks this curse. There is a prayer that shatters these arrows before they reach you. In Genesis, the Torah says, "And there was evening, and there was morning, the first day." Notice the order. Evening comes first. Darkness comes first. Why? Because the Hebrew day begins at sunset, not sunrise. This teaches us something profound about spiritual reality. Every night when you sleep, you enter a mini-death. Your soul ascends, your body lies vulnerable. And in that darkness, in that unconscious state, spiritual forces move around you. Some are forces of blessing, some are forces of curse. When you wake up in the morning, you are being reborn. You are being given a fresh start. But here is the secret. If you do not protect yourself in those first moments of consciousness, if you do not speak words of power and blessing, you wake up spiritually naked. You wake up exposed to every force that has gathered around you during the night. The morning blessing is your spiritual armor. It is the first thing you must do before you check your phone, before you think about your problems, before you step into the chaos of the world. You must speak the words of protection. Now I will give you the blessing. But first, you must understand the conditions. First, you must wake up before sunrise. Set your alarm for the hour of mercy. This is non-negotiable. The power is in the timing. Second, you must wash your hands immediately upon waking. Third, you must face the direction of Jerusalem if you can. If you cannot, simply face east. This aligns you with the source of divine light. Fourth, you must speak the blessing out loud. Not in your mind. Your voice carries vibration. Vibration moves energy. Energy creates protection. Fifth, you must believe. Faith is the bridge between the physical and the spiritual. Doubt breaks the bridge. Now, here is the blessing. Ribono shel olam, Master of the universe, as I stand in this sacred hour before the sun rises, I call upon your infinite mercy and protection. I ask that you remove from my path every silent enemy, every hidden adversary, every force of jealousy and curse that seeks to block my destiny. Let their plans crumble like dust. Let their words return to them. Let their intentions be exposed to the light of your truth. Surround me with a shield of fire. Let no arrow reach me. Let no evil eye harm me. Let no betrayal touch me. I am marked by your protection. I am covered by your mercy. I am chosen by your love. And so it is. Amen. Speak this blessing with your whole heart. Feel the words in your chest. Let them vibrate through your body. And watch what happens in your life over the next 30 days. The divine mathematics of protection. There is one more layer I must share with you. In the Kabbalah, numbers have deep spiritual meaning. The morning blessing I just gave you contains exactly 72 words in its original Hebrew form. Why 72? Because 72 is the number of the Shem HaMeforash, the explicit name of God. It is the number of divine protection. When you speak 72 words of blessing in the sacred hour, you are invoking the most powerful name of the Creator. You are wrapping yourself in the actual vibration of God's protective essence. This is why this blessing works when others fail. This is why kings and prophets used it. This is why the wealthy protect it as their secret. You now possess this secret. Use it wisely. Use it daily. And watch as the silent enemies in your life simply disappear. The man who lost everything. Let me tell you about David. Not King David, but a modern man named David who lived in Tel Aviv. He was a successful businessman, running a tech company worth millions. But something strange started happening. Deals that were guaranteed would suddenly fall through. Investors who promised funding would back out at the last minute. His health began to decline. His wife became distant. His children struggled in school. David could not understand it. He was doing everything right. He was working hard. He was being ethical, but it felt like an invisible hand was pushing him down. One day, an old rabbi approached him at the synagogue. The rabbi looked at him and said, "David, you are under attack. Someone close to you is envious. Their jealousy has opened a door for spiritual arrows to reach you." The rabbi taught him the morning blessing. David was skeptical, but he was desperate, so he committed. Every morning, 5:30 a.m. before sunrise, he would wash his hands and speak the words of protection. Within 1 week, something shifted. A business partner who had been secretly sabotaging deals confessed and resigned. Within 2 weeks, his health improved. Within 30 days, his company secured the largest investment in its history. David later discovered that his own brother had been speaking negatively about him to investors, poisoning relationships out of jealousy. But once David activated the blessing, the brother's words lost their power. The silent enemy was removed from his path. The woman who could not conceive, Rachel, was a woman in her late 30s who had been trying to have a child for 7 years. She and her husband had tried every medical treatment. Nothing worked. The doctors said there was no physical reason for the infertility. Everything looked normal. But Rachel felt something deeper. She felt blocked. She felt cursed. She would walk into family gatherings and sense the jealous stares of relatives who resented her successful career. She would hear the whispers, the comments about how career women can't have children. A wise woman in her community taught her about the evil eye and its effect on fertility. She taught her the morning blessing. Rachel began waking at dawn. She spoke the words. She washed herself in faith. She declared protection over her womb. Within 3 months, Rachel conceived naturally. No medical intervention, no explanation from doctors, just the removal of a spiritual block that had been placed there by silent enemies. When her daughter was born, Rachel named her Nitsucha, which means protected by victory. That child is now a healthy, thriving young woman. And Rachel still wakes before sunrise every single day to speak the blessing that changed her life. The child who was bullied. There was a young boy named Aaron, only 12 years old, who was being tormented at school. But the bullying was not obvious. It was subtle, silent, psychological. Other children would exclude him from activities. They would spread rumors. They would turn his friends against him. No teacher could catch it happening because it was all done in whispers and hidden glances. Aaron became depressed. He stopped eating. He stopped sleeping. His parents were terrified. His grandfather, a Kabbalist from Jerusalem, came to visit. He saw what was happening. He taught Aaron a children's version of the morning blessing. He told him, before you go to school each day, you must wake up early and speak these words. You must ask God to protect you from the silent enemies. Aaron, despite his young age, took it seriously. Every morning at 6 a.m., he would wake up, wash his hands, and speak the blessing with his grandfather. Within 2 weeks, the bullying stopped, not because Aaron confronted anyone, not because teachers intervened. It simply stopped. The children who had been tormenting him suddenly lost interest. Some even apologized without being asked. Aaron's mother asked him what changed. He said, "Grandpa taught me that I have a shield now. They can't hurt me anymore because God removed the bad kids from my path." That boy is now 23 years old, a successful university graduate, and he still wakes before sunrise every day to speak the blessing his grandfather taught him. What if I don't know Hebrew? Will the blessing still work? Listen to me carefully. The language is not the power. Your faith is the power. Your intention is the power. I gave you the blessing in English so you can understand it and speak it with full meaning. If you speak it in English, in Spanish, in any language you understand, and you speak it with belief, with emotion, with expectation, it will work. God does not care about your accent. God cares about your heart. However, if you want to go deeper, if you want to learn the Hebrew version, I encourage you to do so. Hebrew is a sacred language where every letter carries spiritual frequency. But start where you are. Speak it in the language you know. Faith breaks every barrier. What if I've tried prayers before and nothing changed? I understand. Many people have prayed without seeing results. But let me ask you, did you pray with consistency? Did you pray at the sacred hour? Did you prepare yourself spiritually before praying? Most people pray when they are desperate, in the middle of crisis, without preparation, without discipline. That kind of prayer is like trying to build a house without a foundation. It collapses. The morning blessing I am teaching you is different. It is a daily practice. It is a spiritual discipline. It requires commitment. But I promise you, if you do this every single day for 30 days, if you wake before sunrise, if you speak the words with faith, you will see results. Not because I said so, because this is ancient wisdom that has worked for thousands of years. Give it 30 days. That is all I ask. If nothing changes, then discard it. But I believe you will see the silent enemies removed from your path before those 30 days are complete. What if I'm not religious enough? What if I've made too many mistakes? This is the lie that keeps most people from accessing divine protection. The lie that you must be perfect to receive blessing. The lie that your past disqualifies you from your future. Let me tell you something about God that religious people sometimes forget. God is not a judge waiting to reject you. God is a father waiting to protect you. King David, the man who wrote the Psalms, was a murderer and an adulterer, yet God called him a man after my own heart. Why? Because David always returned. He always sought forgiveness. He always reached for the light, even after falling into darkness. You do not need to be perfect to speak this blessing. You need to be sincere. You need to be willing. You need to believe that you are worthy of protection, not because you earned it, but because you are a child of the divine. Your mistakes do not disqualify you. Your past does not define you. Wake up tomorrow morning and speak the blessing. God is waiting to cover you with his shield. Now I will share something even deeper with you. This is level 2 wisdom. Most people will never know this. When you speak the morning blessing, you are not just asking for protection. You are actually activating your spiritual immune system. Let me explain. In the Kabbalah, we teach that every human being has 3 layers of existence. Nefesh, the physical body. Ruach, the emotional and mental body. Neshama, the soul, the divine spark. Most people only protect their physical body. They lock their doors. They install alarms. They buy insurance, but they leave their ruach and neshama completely exposed. Silent enemies do not attack your physical body first. They attack your ruach, your emotions, your confidence, your mental clarity. They attack your neshama, your sense of purpose, your connection to the divine, your destiny. When you speak the morning blessing, you are building a shield around all 3 levels. You are telling the spiritual realm, I am protected in body, mind, and soul. No weapon formed against me on any level shall prosper. But here is the advanced secret. You can strengthen this shield by adding one more practice. After you speak the blessing, sit in silence for exactly 3 minutes. Close your eyes. Visualize yourself surrounded by a wall of fire. See this fire burning away every negative force. See it creating a barrier that no enemy can cross. Feel the heat. Feel the power. Feel the protection. This visualization, combined with the spoken blessing, creates what the Kabbalists call a tzimtzum of protection, a contraction of divine light that forms an impenetrable barrier around your life. Do this for 30 days and you will not recognize your life. The blocks will be gone. The enemies will be removed. The path will be clear. I am going to give you a challenge that will transform your life completely. I call it the 30 days of morning fire. Here is your assignment. For the next 30 days, every single morning you will wake up before sunrise. Set your alarm for at least 30 minutes before the sun appears. Immediately wash your hands 3 times, alternating right and left. Face east or toward Jerusalem if you know the direction. Speak the morning blessing out loud with full emotion and faith. Sit in silence for 3 minutes and visualize the wall of fire surrounding you. Write in a journal. Today I am protected. Silent enemies have no power over me. That is it. 6 simple steps. But you must do them every single day for 30 days without missing one day. If you miss a day, start the count over. Why 30 days? Because 30 days is the biblical time frame for establishing a new spiritual pattern. It takes 30 days to break old curses. It takes 30 days to build new protection. I promise you, if you complete this challenge, you will look back at your life before these 30 days, and you will not believe how much was blocking you. You will see clearly who your silent enemies were, and you will be grateful they are gone. Are you ready to commit? Are you ready to wake up early? Are you ready to protect yourself? Then begin tomorrow morning. And do not stop until 30 days are complete. My beloved friend, we have journeyed together through ancient wisdom today. You now carry a secret that has protected kings and prophets. You now possess the blessing that removes silent enemies from your path. As you prepare to step into this new chapter of protection and power, I want to speak a blessing over your life. May the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob place a shield of fire around you that no enemy can penetrate. May every silent adversary be exposed to the light and removed from your presence. May every plan made against you in secret crumble into dust. May every jealous eye lose its power over your blessings. May every curse spoken over you return to its source with 7-fold force. May you walk through this world untouched by betrayal, unharmed by evil, unblocked by obstacles. May your path be clear, your mind be sharp, your heart be strong, and your spirit be unbreakable. May wealth flow to you like a river without drought. May health fill your body like sunlight fills the morning sky. May peace surround your home like the walls of Jerusalem. May your children rise up and call you blessed. May your name be spoken with honor. May your legacy be remembered for generations. May the Creator himself watch over you as you sleep and awaken you with his mercy every morning. And may you never again walk in fear of hidden enemies, for you are covered, you are protected, you are marked by the divine, and you are sealed with the blessing of the morning hour. In the name of the one who never sleeps and never stops protecting his children. Amen, amen, amen. Shalom.